Good evening and welcome to this edition of News Leader on 6. Today is Tuesday, November 12, 2019. I'm Jim Fuller.
And I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, a Warren County man is arrested on multiple sexual exploitation of a minor charges, and we'll bring you video from some of the Veterans Day events in our area. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's News Leader on 6.
The wait is finally over. The all-new redesigned Ford Ranger is back at Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma. Stop and test drive one today at Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma on Highway 55, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. And remember, my question is, why buy anywhere else?
You made the time and the sacrifice to broaden their horizons, to see their smiles, but mostly to make lifelong memories. We think it's time to do it again, just the two of you. Don't let illness or injury slow you down. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
Welcome back. An investigation by special agents with the Technical Services Unit of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, with the assistance of the Morristown Police Department, Warren County Sheriff's Department, and Homeland Security Investigations, has resulted in the arrest of a McMinnville man on exploitation charges. In 2018, TBI agents received information via a cyber tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children that an individual was in possession of files believed to be child pornography. During the course of the investigation, agents determined that the account involved belonged to an individual who was subsequently identified as Derek Webb. The investigation further revealed that Webb was in possession of more than 100 images consistent with child pornography. On November the 1st, the Warren County Grand Jury returned indictments charging Derek Brandon Webb, age 46, with 1 count of sexual exploitation of a minor and 8 counts of aggravated sexual exploitation of a minor. Webb was arrested last week and booked into the Warren County Jail on a $25,000 bond.
Tennessee Governor Bill Lee, Tennessee Department of Veterans Services Commissioner Courtney Rogers, and Tennessee Adjutant General Major General Jeff Holmes honored and recognized 5 veteran state employees and more than 450,000 Tennessee veterans of all ages and eras at the annual Governor's Veterans Day event last Friday on the Tennessee Tower Plaza in downtown Nashville. Governor Lee said, quote, "Tennessee's veterans have gone above and beyond to serve their country. Today, we are proud to honor exceptional veteran state employees who have improved state programs, saved taxpayer dollars, motivated their co-workers, and delivered unbeatable customer service," end quote. Commissioner Rogers added, quote, "Veterans Day is a day to celebrate all who have ever served in our nation's military. Thank you for protecting our freedoms and our sovereignty in the past, today, and in the future," end quote.
Governor Lee recognized the achievements of 5 outstanding veteran state employees currently making a difference within their area of expertise. They are James Barnes, Physical Director of the Tennessee Emergency Communications Board; Edward Gray Bishop, the State Public Health Registrar in the Division of Vital Health and Statistics at Tennessee Department of Health; Dr. Kenneth Hansen, Senior Director of Veterans Education for the Tennessee Higher Education Commission in Nashville; and Cynthia Howard currently serves as the Title VI Director of the Civil Rights Division of the Tennessee Department of Transportation, and Robin Peeler, who is a Parks Area Manager for the Tennessee State Parks Department.
The senior members of the Tullahoma High School ROTC program were recognized at senior night last week prior to Tullahoma Maplewood football game.
And now, for your 2019 Marine Corps Junior ROTC Senior Cadets, U.S. Army National Guard Private Second Class, Nicholas Gilchrist, son of Jacqueline Parks and Mr. Brandon Parks. Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Gracie Holmes, daughter of David Holmes and Mrs. Christine Holmes. Cadet Second Lieutenant Haley Roberts, daughter of Mike and Miss Cheryl Roberts. Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Devin Spademan, daughter of Mr. John Spademan.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Keith Barnett here at Russell Barnett Kia in Tullahoma. Check out the 2019 fully loaded V6 Kia Sorento, up to $6,400 off original MSRP. That's Russell Barnett Kia in Tullahoma, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. And remember, why buy anywhere else?
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family caring for your family since 1932.
Welcome back. Colonel Jeffrey Garrity, commander of the Arnold Engineering Development Complex, was the featured speaker at Tullahoma's Veterans Day event at South Jackson Civic Center yesterday. Let's listen to some of his presentation.
A poem entitled A Nation's Strength. What makes a nation's pillars high and its foundations strong? What makes it mighty to defy the foes that round it throng? It is not gold, its kingdoms grand go down in battle shock. Its shafts are laid on sinking sand, not on abiding rock. Is it the sword? Ask the red dust of empires passed away. The blood has turned their stones to rust, their glory to decay. And is it pride? Ah, that bright crown has seemed to nations sweet, but God has struck its luster down in ashes at his feet. Not gold, but only men can make a people great and strong. Men who for truth and honor's sake stand fast and suffer long. Brave men who work while others sleep, who dare while others fly. They build the nation's pillars deep and lift them to the sky. Of course, as the Daughters of the American Revolution helped to point out this morning, Mr. Emerson got it only halfway. Brave men and women create the nation's strength, and none more so than our great American veterans. We set aside work today to honor those who have served, and Veterans Day this year happens to fall on some important anniversaries relevant to military service and sacrifice. Specifically, 30 years, 75 years, and 100 years. 30 years ago this weekend, the Berlin Wall fell, marking the end of the Cold War. This anniversary of the end of the Cold War highlights how the United States prevails in strategic competition when our nation invests in its armed forces. After decades of investment in the mid-1900s, a technologically superior force emerged, and our deliberate, patient preparation as a nation led our Soviet adversary to retreat, even dissolve without the globally destructive fight that people feared. 75 years ago, General of the Air Force, Hap Arnold, while still engaged in World War II, envisioned an Air Force second to none, and wrote a letter to Dr. Theodore von Karman that began to pave the path to the establishment of what is now Arnold Engineering and Development Complex. Now, like it was during World War II and the Cold War, our nation focuses again on great power competition with near-peer adversaries. If we do it just right, with the help of this very community here today, the next few decades of investment in deliberate preparation will once again yield a technologically superior force that will compel our powerful adversaries to cooperate instead of giving fight. And that's exactly what the men and women who work at APDC are doing today, and I am grateful for them. They work daily to prove the superiority of those systems that our young warriors may have to fight with in the future. God willing, they will do it so well that our enemies will choose not to fight. But history shows that sometimes the noble fight presents itself, and the best among us volunteer to serve. That brings me to the third and final anniversary that I want to highlight today, 100 years. The year 2019 has delivered the blessings of numerous 100-year anniversaries, and I feel compelled to mention 3. First, 100 years ago today was Armistice Day to end World War I and begin this tradition that we call Veterans Day. Second, I'll mention the anniversary of an institution, and third, the centennial birthday of 3 individual veterans in our community. 100 years ago this weekend, the American Legion was chartered and incorporated by Congress. This great American institution, the nation's largest wartime veteran service organization, is devoted to mutual helpfulness, and its members continue to serve their community after their military service has ended. We're blessed with numerous service organizations and veterans organizations present today in addition to the American Legion. Among them are members of every armed service, the Veterans of Foreign Wars, the Marine Corps League, the Daughters of the American Revolution, Disabled American Veterans, the National Guard, and the Boy Scouts of America, another centenarian institution. 100 years old is a respectable age for an institution. But for a person, it's an age that represents nearly infinite wisdom. While our youth today scroll tirelessly through Instagram or Twitter, hungry for the news and the second, these centenarians have seen the rise and fall of empires played out over the scroll of decades. We are fortunate to have among us in our community numerous centenarian veterans. World War II and Korean War veterans Tommy Gwynn, James Dubois, and Dave Lockhart each celebrated their 100th birthday this week.
We'll be right back with more News Leader on 6.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Welcome back. Let's watch this video from the American Legion Post 43's Veterans Day observance as Post Commander Alan Harris explains the Table of Fallen Comrades.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to American Legion Post 43. We're here to celebrate Veterans Day, and I have seen most all of you earlier today in various and sundry venues, and I appreciate you taking the time to turn out and be with us today. I hope you enjoy this lunch provided courtesy of Joe Keller. Joe is the owner of London's. And so, it is my understanding, talking to the veteran Legionnaires here, that London's and Joe has provided this lunch for several years and doesn't want to be, well, I guess he didn't want to be recognized or compensated for it. So please enjoy this lunch and think about Joe in the future. Okay? So while you're enjoying your lunch, let's first take just a brief pause and have a prayer for the food. Please, John.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day, our many blessings, these 100 years of service of men and women in the United States of America. Keep watch over those who are doing that this day and the days ahead. Keep them safe and sound. Keep their families in your mind and keep them prepared and blessed for what happens to come to them. Thank you for this food. Thank you for the service of all these people here today for our freedom, our safety, and our ability to walk about in the greatest land there is, the United States of America. Amen.
Amen. So while you are enjoying your lunch, some of you may have noticed the table up front. And for you long-standing veterans, you will know and recognize what this table is. It is sometimes called the table of the fallen comrades, and it is also sometimes called the missing man table. But I'm going to read you about all the components on the table and the symbolism associated with all the components on the table. This table represents those veterans who have paid the ultimate sacrifice in the defense of our great country, or who are missing in action, or prisoners of war. The white tablecloth draped over the table represents the purity of their response to our nation's call to arms. The empty chair depicts an unknown face, representing no specific soldier, sailor, airman, or marine, but all who are not here with us. The table itself is round to show that our concern for them is never ending. The Bible represents faith in a higher power and the pledge to our country, founded as one nation under God. The black napkin stands for the emptiness these warriors have left in the hearts of their families and friends. A purple heart is pinned to the napkin, representing the wounds they received. The single red rose expresses adoration and affection for their families and loved ones. The red ribbon, the love of our country, which inspired them to answer the nation's call. The yellow candle and its yellow ribbon symbolize the everlasting hope for a joyous reunion with those yet accounted for. The slice of lemon on the plate reminds us of their bitter fate. The salt upon the bread plate represents the tears of their families. The wine glass is turned upside down. It reminds us that our distinguished comrades cannot be with us to join in the festivities.
More news later on 6 is coming up in a moment.
Keith Barnett here at Russell Barnett Chevrolet GMC in Winchester. Select Silverados will receive supplier pricing and $6,500 in rebates only at Russell Barnett Chevrolet GMC on the bypass in Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. And remember, why buy anywhere else?
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back. John Gray spoke with Michael Bush, an area artist who has his work on display this month at the Fine Arts Center.
I'm excited today to have one of my creative friends on with us. He's probably one of the most talented people I know out of a bunch. He's right up there at the top of the heap, Michael Bush. And Michael lives over outside of Bell Buckle and resides in that area over there. And Michael you have a show coming up at the Art Center?
Yeah, presently it's for the month of November there at the Tullahoma Fine Arts Center, yes.
And explain, because Michael always has a reason. You know, he's one of these guys that played the game for the man for part of his life until he got to the point he decided that he was going to play his own game.
That would be fair to say.
And I'm really respectful of him for that, because he's been able to do that and sustain himself, which is not always easy.
Well, the new show is part of a 3-year trilogy of shows, and Tullahoma has been kind enough to show it every year. This one will probably be the last of this group. It's called Reflective Conversations. They're social, political pieces that are meant to be a visual conversation starter.
Right.
They are meant to enhance discussion on topics that are current events. The show will go from here. Right after the first of the year, it goes to Columbia State, then it goes to the Gordon Jewish Center in Nashville, and it goes to Martin Methodist. We've already got all of those contracted. But again, Tullahoma is cutting edge. They're getting it for the first time out, and
isn't that great?
Much appreciated.
Yeah. Well, you know, Michael and I have talked about this subject matter before. This is pieces that, and I think you told your agent, don't look for something out of this that you think you can put in the gallery and sell, because you're probably not going to find it. This is something where you take this, your prime place, a great place for you is in a university setting, where you can bring these college students in there and let them look at these pieces. Some of them are very, very difficult to look at, because the subject matter is tough.
It is. It's again, I've been very fortunate. In some of the universities and colleges we've taken it to, they will set up and we'll bring 40 to 50 students in at a time, and we will sit around and discuss how the painting was created, what the painting means, and then they can talk about their interpretation of the painting. The idea is that it introduces them to paintings can be something more than just pure decoration on the wall. And then I also, at the end, ask for subject matters, something that they think that I should be tackling.
Right, yeah.
Some of those
what
subjects.
A great place.
Well, some of those subjects I'm not fit to do. It isn't in my purview to discuss those kind of things. Others have been things that I should discuss and did discuss. After my first season of the show, Mirror on America, they came up with the idea I needed to do something with texting and driving, which showed up in last year's show, which was Looking Glass Lessons. And so I get as much feedback from the young people as I try to give, and I try to give very little. I introduced myself at the beginning as being a short, fat, old hippie from the 1960s, and that I'm not there.
You wear it well.
Yes, thank you. But I try to get them involved, that these are problems, these are situations that they're going to have to take a look at and try to solve, and that they can only do that if they get together and work collectively. And it's been really nice to see the response from the young people on that.
Okay, well, now that show is at the Art Center right now.
It is.
And when is that facility open?
It's open from 10 to, I believe, 5 every day, and the show will be running through the month of November.
That's great.
So,
Michael Bush, it's always a pleasure,
nice
buddy,
to see
when
you
you're
again.
here.
Sure.
One of the most talented people I've run across in probably my whole life.
Don't forget to tune into this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evening at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include Coffee County 4-H agent Michelle Matthews, who will bring some local state competition winners. We'll sample some of My Fair Lady coming to the Manchester Arts Center, and Tiffany Clutter will stop by to tell us about her new position as the Activities Director of the Manchester Recreation Center, and invite everyone out to the Manchester Christmas Parade. All that and more on this week's Living.
And stay with us. We'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
Keith Barnett here at Russell Barnett Kia in Tullahoma. Only 2 remaining 2018 Kia Stingers up to $10,000 off original MSRP. That's Russell Barnett Kia in Tullahoma, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. And remember, my question is, why buy anywhere else?
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
My wife Jackie has always been the life of the party. But things changed when she couldn't be as active anymore.
They told me I needed a double knee replacement.
It's not as big a deal as it used to be, but she still needed to go to rehab.
I was amazed at how good the therapists were at Life Care. They took really good care of me.
They took excellent care of her. And now she's back doing the things she loves, and that makes everyone happy.
Life Care Center of Tullahoma wants you to get active and live well.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1938 at 77 degrees. The record low was in 1950 at 22 degrees. Average high on this day is 61 and the average low is 38. Look for clear weather tonight with a low of around 15. Sunny weather in the forecast for Wednesday with a high of 46 and a low of 28. Partly cloudy weather in the forecast for Thursday with a high of 48 and a low of 25. And that's our newsletter report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for Newsleader on 6. You have a good evening.
Stay warm and have a